Sounds good. Well, thank you all for being here. The reason, and we appreciate your patience, the reason we want to make things work with Kahea's video and audio is that she was key to making this happen. Um, for those of you who don't know me, I'm Miles Yoshioka. I'm the executive with the Hawaii Island Chamber of Commerce. Our organization represents over 300 member businesses and nonprofits who are primarily based in East Hawaii, in the Hilo side. Um, I'd like to introduce my Kona sister, Wendy Laros, President and CEO of the Kona Kohala Chamber of Commerce over on the west side. Wendy?
Thank you, Miles. So yes, I'm Wendy Laros. I'm the president and CEO of the Kona Kohala Chamber, and we've got about 470 members. And we've been in existence for 55 years, which is a little less than the Hawaii Island Chamber. Where are you at now, Miles? Like 125 or something like that?
No,
So,
we're over 200 years old.
oh, well, there you go. So, wow. So Miles and I work together quite a bit, and we work with the state chamber, the Chamber of Commerce Hawaii, and we went to their annual meeting and luncheon in November, and we ended up having a conversation with Kahea and her team, and that led us to today. So thank you everyone for being here.
Yeah, it's amazing how fortuitous that was. Just Wendy and I stopping off and checking out CNHA, and you know, for a long time, especially during the pandemic, um, we we thought of, well, I thought of CNHA as the pop-up makeke people, and learning more. I was able to learn more about what they did, and they are doing some amazing things for our communities. And Kahea wanted, opportunities to um, reach Hawaii Island businesses and nonprofits. So we look to this as a perfect chance. And like Wendy said, we have the movers and shakers here. So let's listen to what the CNHA is doing. So Kehea, oh, uh-oh, lost her. She's not on. Oh, okay, okay.
Can you hear me?
Oh, there you are. Yes, we can hear you.
I am so sorry. I finally got back on my phone. It was taking a while to load, so I'm going back to my computer now. Okay, can you still hear me?
Yes.
Okay, I'm getting some feedback on my end. Are you able to hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Okay, thank you so much. I'm really sorry about this. I thought it was really prepared, but technology just throws you for a loop. Okay, so yeah, I know we don't have a lot of time, but I just want to say mahalo to Miles and Wendy, especially for the invitation. We do appreciate this opportunity to share about CNHA and our programs. And one of the things, at least on the trades and the Kuhana business side, which we'll be talking about, it's really about trying to build up our partnerships and collaborations, because that's the way we work. I mean, we're all about community based. So we feel it's important to really work with the community to get our programs out. So we just have a short presentation today, and I think am I allowed to share my screen?
Yes, go ahead.
Okay. Let me see. is it? Screen. Can you see anything? Are you able to
No,
see?
nothing's coming up.
Okay. Gosh, I didn't think I was that challenged. Let me see. All right, okay, can you see my screen now?
Ta-da! It's there.
Oh goodness. Okay, let me put it to okay, I worked on this before. How do I get it to full screen mode? I just have.
We're seeing it in full screen, you
Are
know.
you seeing it full screen?
Yeah.
Okay. I don't know what's going on, why it's not happening on my end. Okay, as long as you can see it in full screen, then that's good. Do you see the white borders though?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, yeah, so it's not
I think if in the upper right-hand corner, you have the minimize and then maximize, try clicking on the maximize. Okay, sorry, that didn't work.
yeah. Actually, let me try and put it in
Is it starting out in slideshow or is it just,
there
there you go.
Okay, got it. I think I had to get out and put it back in. Okay, I am really sorry about this. Okay, so anyhow, let me just do quick introductions. Sorry, we took up too much time, but so yeah, I'm Kahealani Peleras. I'm the Director of Community Programs at CNHA. So I oversee our workforce development program, which is our Hawaiian Trades Academy, as well as our small business development program, which is our Kuhana business. So I wanted to also have the team introduce themselves. We have Richard. Maybe I'll start with Richard.
Hi, aloha everybody. My name is Richard Medeiros. I am the director of the loan fund here at the Council for Native Hawaiian Advancement.
Lisa. Okay.
Aloha mai kako, everyone. Kalamai, I'm having laptop issues as well, so you can't. I'm not sure if you can see me. I'm not stopping video, but I can't see myself, so I'm not sure if you can see me. But I'm the director of member services in the Hawaiian Way Fund. Thank you for having us, and we'll be happy to share with you about our programs and our membership as well. Aloha.
Kane and then Nas.
Hello, everybody. My name is Lindsey. I am the program manager of our Hawaiian Trades Academy at CNHA.
Hello, everyone. I'm Nas. I'm the relations specialist for our trades program at CNHA.
Okay, so thank you guys. So we'll just move right into it. So who we are, so if you don't know who we are Council for Native Hawaiian Advancement. We are headquartered in Kapolei on Oahu. We are a member-based 501c3 nonprofit organization. Our mission is to really uplift Lahui, and we enhance the cultural, economic, political, community development of Native Hawaiians and all people who live in Hawaii and who call Hawaii home. So we do focus on community and economic development, political and cultural advancement that will benefit Hawaiians and the people of Hawaii. We are a CDFI and a HUD certified housing counseling participating agency. Richard will talk a little bit more about that. And we provide various programs and services. So some of the programs that we provide is our mortgage, rent, and utility assistance program that was established mainly because of the pandemic. So we administer federal, state, county funds to financially assist homeowners and renters that were impacted as well as DHHL beneficiaries. Actually, Richard could talk a little bit more. He actually oversaw the EFA division prior to being in the loan fund and housing. And then Richard will share about the loan fund and housing program that we have. And we have our small business development program, that's our Kuhana. And then our workforce development program, which is our Trades Academy, and Kane and Nas will share more about that. Our Papa Makeke, if any of you have shopped on there, that is our online marketplace. It was created, again, to help small businesses and local entrepreneurs to regenerate revenue after the pandemic. And then our policy center, we have a team that leads our advocacy efforts and our public policy support in the legislature. We do community organizing, excuse me. So we host our annual Native Hawaiian Convention every year. I'm not sure if any of you have previously attended. It is the largest gathering of Native Hawaiians, and it's just a space to provide, knowledge transfer on topics that are impacting Hawaii and its residents. Leadership development. In 2021, we partnered with Kamehameha Schools. That was a program to recognize leaders in the Native Hawaiian community, and we issued out monetary awards to each of these awardees to help toward their community work. And then lastly, we have our Hawaiian Way Fund and our member services, which Visa will share about. Please let me know if I'm talking too fast. Okay, so we'll just start with the Kuhana Business Program. So Kuhana is an accelerator business development course. It was made to advance small business capacity. So the program helps out Hawaii-owned businesses and local entrepreneurs to get clear on their business objectives. So they go through an 8-week business plan development course. So through this course, they basically learn how to organize their objectives, develop it into a business plan, and then develop a polished business pitch. And so at the end of the course, we have a pitch night, it's called, where each company will pitch their business to a panel of judges. So it's kind of like a mini Shark Tank. And then top performers will walk away with either technical assistance grants or cash prizes that they can use toward their business growth. Our target audience, our Hawaii businesses can be nonprofit or for-profit, at least 1 to 5 years in operation, so beyond the conceptual stage, and that they're looking really to, figure out what their strategies are and their objectives to take their business to the next level. So graduates, they are eligible for a discounted rate for a CNHA business loan once they complete the program. They also get a 1-year free membership with CNHA, as well as ongoing technical support and networking opportunities. The course fee is nominal, it's $250, but we do award partial scholarships as long as we have availability. And so since 2019, when Kuhana was launched, we delivered 12 cohorts serving over 200 companies. And collectively, these 200 plus companies have gone on to acquire nearly $3 million in funding. So from grants, CNHA business loans, PPP loans, private equity, technical assistance awards, and cash prizes and awards through competition. So some of the graduates of our Kuhana program include, we have a lot of clothing retailers, a lot of food and drink businesses. It kind of ranges. We have wedding planning service. We have an oyster shucking business, which I believe they, at the end of their cohort, one of their goals was to get a contract with Allegiant Stadium, the Raider Stadium. So I believe they did actually. So that was a really cool thing. And then we have things like tree trimming, family therapy service, consulting work. So all sorts of businesses. And it is 100% online. So everything is done on Zoom. So, they would require access to a device and internet. But that's been a great thing because the reach is obviously statewide. So we've had businesses come in and participate from all of the major islands. But yeah, so that is our Kuhana business program. And then I will turn it over to Connie and Nas to talk about our trades.
Yeah, thank you, Kahel. Again, my name is Kane. I am the program manager of our Hawaiian Trades Academy with CNHA. So I'm going to provide some background and context of what our Trades Academy does, and so far, our impact on and through the classes that we offer. So our Hawaiian Trades Academy is our workforce development program that we operate here at CNHA. The intent of the Hawaiian Trades Academy is to provide training and certification classes to local people here in Hawaii, so that they can receive the training and the opportunities to that raise their household income so that they can live more comfortably here in Hawaii. As we all know, Hawaii is, it's an expensive place to live, so we want to be able to allow people to live here more comfortably by getting into higher paying jobs. And so we want to do that by providing that job training so that they have the opportunity to get into these higher paying trades jobs. We launched our workforce development program in 2019, and it was modeled after the Papakolea Fire Department. And our first program that we launched was our firefighter exam prep here on Oahu to help train our next generation of firefighters. We so far have launched classes in firefighter, police prep academies. We've also done carpentry classes, solar, craftsman, CDLA licensing, and then in response to the Maui wildfires that happened back in August, we launched our Kaka'o Maui Workforce Development Program. The intent of those programs was to provide certification and training to Maui residents so that they could, one, get back into the workforce, if they may have lost a job due to the fires, and two, to help those that wanted to play an active role in the cleanup and rebuild of the affected communities. So we offered free certification classes in OSHA 10, OSHA 30, Hazmat Awareness, HAZWOPER 40, and we're beginning to phase into our next group of classes that we wanted to offer. So we just launched our first CDLA licensing training cohort up on as part of the Kaka'o Maui initiatives late December. So we're about midway through our first program. And yeah, so that's kind of the scope of the programs that we offered so far. You can next slide, Kahea. So far, we've offered 39 academies delivered across Hawaii Island, delivered across Hawaii, excuse me. We've had programs on Kauai, Maui, Molokai, and Oahu. We have over 760 graduates so far in total throughout all of our programs. That's 3,000 plus household members impacted. Again, those are the academies that we've delivered so far. And we are also looking at we're planning on delivering future courses in addition to what we've offered so far. So again, CDLA licensing, which has kind of been our biggest industry or our biggest trade that we've done so far. We're looking at bringing a CDLA licensing class to Hawaii Island. So that's been in the talks. We're currently working on planning that and standing one up there. We also want to do CDLB licensing, different type of classification of your CDL license. And so we've got some people asking about that. And so we're looking forward to doing that as well. We also had talks about doing getting to the healthcare side, so certified nursing assistants, and then continuing our Kaka'o Maui workforce programs. We're looking at offering potentially, forklift safety training, carpentry classes, and whatnot. So jobs relevant to, again, the cleanup and rebuild of Lahaina and Kula Maui. Yeah. And so our program, the minimum requirements for this program, one, it's open to all Hawaii residents. And it's all local people here in Hawaii. You do not have to be native Hawaiian. So we offer it to everyone. The minimum age requirement is typically 18 years or older. However, that's subject to the industry standard of that specific trade. For example, CDL licensing, we have a minimum age requirement of 21 years or older. And that's just in line with the industry standard. But typically it's 18 years or older. And we attempt to and prioritize, underserved populations, low income, stuff like that. The advantages of our class is that it's accelerated. So, we try to offer these classes and get people through and certified and trained up in a shorter amount of time. So the classes, again, this is based off of the industry, but they can range from 3 to 14 weeks. We offer these classes at a very nominal cost compared to the community or different types of programs that are out there. Or we try to do them tuition free. So again, like for example, the classes we offered on Maui to in response to the wildfires, those were also free certification classes for people to take advantage of. If there is a fee attached to it, it's like I said, a very nominal cost compared to what the usual cost is to take that that type of class. And then we also provide wraparound services in addition to the job training and certification that they learn as part of the academy. Those wraparound services include financial empowerment, cultural education or cultural enrichment, and a job readiness class. And we like to leverage our island-based resources and industry professionals to help provide these type of support to our local community and businesses. So, we contract out to teach some of our classes. We like to contract out local people from the area that we're launching the program in. So, like again, I'll use Maui as an example. We contracted Maui instructors, Maui experts within that industry to help us, launch these programs. So we do that. We do, aside from CDL, we contract out most of our work for the training and the curriculum. And then we like to, we also have a large network of local businesses that we can once we finish and graduate our students, we help them get a job, and we, help them on our student side to help get a job and help our local businesses by providing them employees. So that's the goal of these programs. And next slide, Kahealani. And then I'm gonna hand it over to Nas. Nas can talk about the rest of our programs, or the rest of how our programs work.
Hello, everyone. I know Kai had mentioned our wraparound services, so I'm going to go into talking more about that. Oh, sorry. There we go. And so one of the wraparound services that we offer is a financial empowerment class. So we have CNHA has a HUD certified counselor, and so she provides group education workshops, also one-on-one counseling. And so this is for our graduates to basically be able to manage their finances, utilize financial services. The whole point of these wraparound services is not only to ensure success in the certification that they're obtaining through our program, but also as they step away from the program, having this knowledge that they can take away with them. And so that kind of leads into our cultural enrichment classes as well, learning more about Hawaii, the cultural perspective and knowledge, and then of course the belonging to community and also the history. And then lastly, job readiness. And so for our Kako'o Maui Workforce Development Program, YWCA provided a job readiness class to our graduates. And so this is where they're able to work on their resumes, prepare for potential job interviews. And so if we're able to have them come in and kind of know the realm of the employment that they were looking for after leaving the program, we can kind of tailor that to how they're going to prepare the resume, how they would be speaking during the interviews, type of questions that would be asked. Next slide, please. And so for the program to employment, and so after they leave our program, doing post-program evaluations with them, seeing how we can better improve the program, maybe issues that they're facing as well, whether it's they're having a hard time finding employment, facets of the program that we can improve for the next set of students coming through that program, and then also job placement assistance. And so for our program itself, we work on maintaining relationships with employers, building an employer network. And so the more employers that we have relationships with, those relationships that we build, that's just going to lead to more success for our graduates. That's more potential employment opportunities that we can create access for our graduates to have after they obtain that certification through our program. We also do have many job fairs. And so in the past, we've had job fairs for CDL, for our CDL program. And so employers can come down, do a meet and greet, and also do potential job interviews right on the spot as well. And then of course, increasing our collaboration with these employers. And so right now, we're in a really good place right now as we build our employer network. We're continuing to grow every day, making those relationships with employers from all different types of industries across Hawaii. And lastly, maintaining relationships with our graduates. That is really the key to success for our program. It's not just coming through the program, getting the certification, and they leave. We also do follow-ups with them, seeing how everything is going, in their life at the moment, whether it's with employment, whether they need access to finances, they can come back and have access to the resources that CNHA provides to them.
Okay, I guess it's my turn now. So again, my name is Richard Medeiros. I am the Director of the Loan Fund and Housing Programs here at CNHA. As Kahea alluded to earlier, I previously oversaw the Emergency Financial Assistance Programs, which was a series of programs that were all COVID related to keep people housed during the pandemic across the state. Current loan fund programs, next slide please, Kahea. The purpose of our loan fund, again, is to provide access to capital. We see with a lot of our people, they really don't have access to it when it comes to either businesses or debt consolidation. A lot of people really don't understand it. So far, we've done over 500 loans totaling over $18.5 million since the inception. Our current interest rates for our small business loan products are between 6 and 9.5%. We also provide access to technical assistance, housing counseling, financial literacy. I am working with a business right now, actually, to get them assistance with creating a marketing plan, marketing strategy. So our business loan product comes with a lot of technical assistance that's potentially available. We do offer 4 loan products right now: the debt consolidation loan, which is available to everybody, as long as they meet the credit score requirements; home repair loans for people to get their homes repaired; small business loans, as well as the Hawaiian homestead construction loan. It's a lot of people think that because we're a CNHA, we only assist Native Hawaiians. That is not true. Aside from the Hawaiian homestead construction loan, the other loans are available to anybody in the state of Hawaii. Hawaiian homestead construction loan is in partnership with DHHL, so it is only available to DHHL beneficiaries. Now, for the purpose of today, I really am only highlighting the small business loans, but if anybody has questions about the other loan products, I'd be more than happy to answer about that. Next slide, please. Okay, so our small business loan is through the U.S. Small Business Administration. These are loans that are $10,000 to $250,000. Interest rates up to 8%. We are possibly going to have to raise it to 9% in the very near future because of inflation and all of that. But we're doing our best to keep it as low as possible. We do have a 2% processing fee on all of our loans, and we offer them up to a 7-year term. Business plans are required, but for businesses that don't have them, we do have some technical assistance to try to help them get their business plan up to date. One of the problems that we see with a lot of our small businesses that apply for these loan products is they don't have a business plan, they don't understand their balance sheet, they don't understand statement of financial position or statement of activities. So those are some of the things that we try to assist them with to get them loan ready. With a CDFI, we always try to take the stance that if it's a no, it's not really a no, it's just a not right now. And we try to provide them assistance in workshops and other things to try to get them in the position to be loan ready in the future. Next slide, please. Okay, and then also with that comes our housing counseling and financial empowerment. As Kane and Nas alluded to earlier, not everybody understands their finances. I honestly didn't understand mine until about 10 years ago when I took a financial literacy class. But we seek to empower people to get to make better, wiser financial decisions. We offer group workshops through our Trades Academy. We also just offer group workshops in general. And we also do individual one-on-one counseling with our certified HUD counselor so that people can look at their personal finances and try to make good decisions based off of that. And I think that is it for my presentation. I'll be available at the end for any questions. I'm not sure who's next. I might be Visa. Yes.
Thanks, Richard, and thank you, Kaheal, for inviting me to be here as well. Again, aloha mai kako, everyone. My name is Lindsey Castillo. I'm the Director of Member Services and the Hawaiian Way Fund. And as you all know, the CNHA is a member-based nonprofit organization with the focus on our pillars to enhance the political, cultural, economic, and community development of Native Hawaiians and our neighbors as well, because we believe that we want to be a part of the solution and help move everyone together forward. I'm going to briefly touch on this. I didn't realize it would show up so small. I'm not sure if you guys can all even see. Kaya, is there any way that we can zoom in a little, please? Can you guys see this slide? Can? Okay, if you can see it, I'm just going to move forward. So we have 4 different tiers of membership right now. Kanaka, which is individual, our Hui Manavalea, which is the nonprofit, our Hui Kumuloa, which is the business and Hawaiian Trust. As you can see, there's an annual fee for each, $50 for the Kanaka, $250 for the Hui Manavalea, $500 for the Hui Kumuloa, and $500 for the trust. Now, what does this include? First and foremost, as you all know, and as mentioned, we do host the largest gathering of Native Hawaiians in the world. So our annual convention happens. Last year we held one in Las Vegas, and we held one in Maui. This year we will be having one on Oahu, and traditionally it has been in Oahu, but as a business or nonprofit, any members, whether there's 1 or 10 of you that want to register for convention, we'll get a discount for the convention rate. Most times it's at least half off the rate. And we try to keep the convention registration rate minimal so that it's attainable for people. Let's see what else we have here. You'll have access, either free or discounted access to CNHA events. For example, last year we hosted the Prince Kohil Parade. And members got a discount for that, actually paid a very minimal fee to participate in the parade. Next month in February, we'll be partnering with a few other members such as Kamehameha Schools, Kanai Okana, Kamakana Li'ima, and Noel Designers for Olaka'i in celebration of Mahina Olalo Hawaii. And we'll be having an event there, and members will have the opportunity to have a free booth at Kamakana Li'ima. You get an invitation to our monthly membership Zoom, which is traditionally the last Friday of each month. We will have one tomorrow. You also get invitation to all other CNHA events. We recently had a holiday mixer where we invited members and staff in December to kind of get to know each other and put faces with names. You also get access to our conference room. It is set up for classroom style seating, 30 seats. And basically, people use it. We've held different types of sessions there. We've had financial empowerment, which our HUD counselor provided. We had digital literacy classes provided by one of our other members. We've also had different types of meetings and sessions there, which is available to our members to utilize for free. As a nonprofit and business, again, I do want to reiterate that you don't have to be Native Hawaiian to be a part of our membership, as long as you align with our mission, and our mission of, as I mentioned earlier, were the 4 different pillars that I mentioned. You can also be a part of the board. As a nonprofit, if you are a nonprofit but don't have a 501c3 status, we are also a fiscal sponsorship, so we can be your fiscal umbrella, and you can utilize our 501c3 in that manner as well. But those are the benefits. There's many different things that we have that, basically the network, you have access to our newsletter, which means that if you want to put something out in our newsletter, it goes to over 70,000 people. The open rate is over 50%. I think we can go to the next slide, Kaya. So the Hawaiian Way Fund, I'm going to go ahead and I'm not sure how small this looks on some of your computers. Hold on 1 second. So the mission of the Hawaiian Way Fund is to enhance the well-being of Hawaii through community-based initiatives founded on Hawaiian culture, knowledge, and traditions. So how do we kokua? The Hawaiian Way Fund is the piko that ties the many strands of our community together through individual donors, workplace campaigns, and community campaigns. Donations are collected through the Hawaiian Way Fund and distributed directly to designated organizations. So if someone makes a donation to the Council for Native Hawaiian Advancement Hawaiian Way Fund, they can either donate it to our general fund or they can designate it to one of our nonprofit organizations who are listed in our donation page. For example, Keiki Lunalina Home, or some of the members that belong to us. To learn more, you can go to our website at hawaiiancouncil.org and click on the donate button. But I wanted to touch on workplace campaigns. We are out in different workplaces where we encourage their employees to give back, to have a tax deductible contribution. We provide media, we provide assets, digital assets, if you need to help promote the Hawaiian Way Fund to your staff, to your workplace. Community campaigns, as many of you may have seen, we're currently doing the Kako o Maui fundraising, which we've raised over $10 million for. So that's some of the things that we do. Who do we help? Nonprofits, community organizations, organizations signed with a mission to uplift Hawaii, and other Native Hawaiian organizations. The Hawaiian Way Fund is a donor giving program of CNHA that supports our nonprofit member organizations across the state. And basically, in a nutshell, there's a few more bullet points there I won't cover, but we help promote your organization through the Hawaiian Way Fund. We do videos. During Giving Tuesday, we try to promote the members that are part of our organization, rather than just the Hawaiian Way Fund, but we try to encourage Hawaii and the community to give to the other organizations that belong to CNHA. If anyone has any questions, I'll be happy to answer them. You can drop them in the chat, or you can also email me, visa@hawaiiancouncil.org. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, everybody. So that is basically the end of our presentation. You know, there's a lot more we could talk about, but given the time, but we definitely can answer questions or share more information. I'm gonna stop sharing my screen now, and then we can also, you know, share our contact information and all that information in an email later. But yeah, thank you very much for your time.
Yep. I'm sure many of you have questions, so you can either raise your hand or just shout out. Alan Okinaka.
Aloha. Alan Okinaka from Hilo. Question on your 39 programs, I mean, your educational programs for certification. How do you arrange for those, and how do you go through the certification process?
And sorry, this is for the workforce development classes you're asking about.
Yeah, for instance, I think I saw you're going to have CNAs and CDL license and everything.
Yes.
I mean, I'm pretty sure you don't do it in-house. So you work with different organizations to get instructors or certified people to teach the courses, and then later on you need to have certification. So how do you go through that?
Yeah, so we like to we reach out to the industry experts within the area of the class that we want to teach. So for example, if we're doing a CDL class on Hawaii or on Maui Island, we'll reach out, we'll talk story with some of the experts within the industry and in that area. We'll see, who we can work with in terms of contracting out for the instruction and the curriculum. When it comes to curriculum, we do try to look for ones that are, in alignment with whatever the national, if there's a national standard for that type of curriculum, that's what we look for. And we look for people that are certified to provide that national standard of curriculum. And so for CDL licensing, it's, that one is easy. You pretty much, we know what the requirements are, and what needs to be taught, and you walk away with obviously your CDL upgraded license at the end. So we focus on providing classes that they can walk away with something that'll give them a leg up within the industry that they're trying to get into, or if something that's that's recognized, right? And so like I said, we'll contact the industry experts, professionals within that field and in that area. We like to utilize local resources for the different programs that we offer. And then, yeah, we'll talk from there. On Oahu Island, we have our own CDL instructors on staff. So we do have CDL licensed instructors. So we do that in-house. And we've sent them up to Maui for this first class. So we do have CDL side instructors, just because that, like I mentioned in our in my presentation, that's kind of the biggest industry we've been into so far. So we've went and got our own instructors for that. But other trades and other certifications, if we're gonna launch a class, we'll be looking to contact people and find who we can work with to offer those classes. Hope that answered your question.
I just wanted to add on real
Yeah.
quick. Yeah, so CNHA, as far as the trades, we are more of the facilitator and the coordinator. So we'll do all the administrative legwork, coordination, the intake, enrollment, recruitment. But like Connie said, we do contract out more for the teaching and instruction. So outside of just, so we do vet our instructors. They have to be, meet the certification of that industry. So for CDL, like he said, it's a federal Department of Transportation requirement that our instructors are certified with that same license that they're teaching in. We partnered with Makaha Learning Center to do our solar energy program. And so they provide a national certified, the NABSEC certification curriculum. So the curriculum itself has to be to a standard, to be taught, where the graduate will walk away with something that has weight to it. Because of course, we're not necessarily an accredited institution or trade school, but we will definitely make sure we vet our instructors to provide that expertise. And then we've also worked with, we partner with the community colleges. We did with Maui Community College, Kauai Community College, as well as Kauai Police Department. So we actually had retired police chief actually do the instruction for that. So we definitely want to make sure, yeah, like Kane said also, it's about not just putting on any program and getting any kind of teacher, but we do vet our professionals who are going to be providing that teaching.
Okay, wow.
Wendy, you have a question?
Yeah, and I think you started to answer it, Kahea. It's about the partnering. So, we have the University of Hawaii system, and it's a state system. So we're all paying into that. And so are you finding that there's gaps and you're trying to fill the gaps? And then, so, why duplicate programs, or are you duplicating them? I'm not sure. But if we have this very robust statewide system of education that can do workforce training and certifications, especially through Hawaii Community College and continuing education and those kinds of things. I just wonder, I'm wondering, the why behind creating all of that. And I'm sure, there's got to be a big reason, because you guys have put a lot of effort into it and are doing amazing things. So that's one question. And then another question, if you get around to it, but is there anything that you guys are doing, or are you seeing, or do you have in the pipeline about healthcare workforce development?
Yes. Okay. So for the first question, we did get a lot of people ask us that. And so we definitely aren't necessarily in competition because we know, very well that the community colleges or there's other, training schools out there, but mainly the college systems do have, right? And it's non-credit mostly programs. So while there's some duplicating, I think what sets us apart is really the acceleration, as well as the cost, and then, our wraparound services. So we try not to, I will point out though, in more recently, we have been having more positive collaborations with the colleges. They've actually been the ones reaching out saying they want to partner and collaborate. So it's not necessarily, so it's a, it's a win-win. I mean, we've been reaching out and, early on, I think we were sensitive to it and we're like, we'll stay in our own lane. We're not necessarily trying to compete. But, realistically, there is competition, right? But for us, it was filling the gap and seeing how we can complement our services. So what they might be offering still the same, but here's another opportunity for somebody, definitely the underserved population, right? The communities that either cannot go to college or don't even want to go that route. And so for us, our programs, we don't charge tuition. And so when we actually do partner with any of the colleges, that's something we make clear that it's a community-run program. We will not charge tuition. We will not have them enroll through the college. And but they can still get the same type of training and run through a program. And then we're also, mindful of the type of training that we can really put on based on our capacity. And so, where it makes more sense that, okay, the college has this type of system, a program, it works, it's probably the better route. We'll try to at least guide people to there. But for the most part, it's really because of the community we serve. And we want to be able to provide that pathway for that population we serve. And so all of our, again, it's either tuition free or it's a refundable deposit at $100. The only program that we charge for right now is our CDL at $250. So compared to community at like $3,000-$4,000 for CDL training, that's definitely, a huge gap. And that's somewhere that we can, definitely support the community that way. And we are 100% grant funded. So, we put in a lot of work to try and make sure we can maintain our funding streams to put out these programs for all of our communities. I don't know if that answers your question.
Yeah, and then the
first one.
Healthcare. Yeah, that
and
was
then the
great. Thank
healthcare,
you.
yes. So the healthcare as well. So we actually got approached by a private sponsor who said we want to work with you. Here's some, definitely some funds that we can contribute to you to help put on a healthcare program. And so where that's in the development stages, we've had some conversations and discussions with the college system, with the Healthcare Association of Hawaii, institutions, with Castle Foundation. So that was in development. And, one of the things too is for us to decide on what type, again, of program that makes sense. And a big goal for the Trades Academy is really trying to get people into better paying jobs or a pathway that has advancement into better paying jobs. So, when we first were approached with the healthcare side, we're like, well, what are the healthcare positions that are needed out there in our communities? And actually CNA was the top one, I believe, that the foundation had informed us, some statistics and data and stuff like that of what to put out. But we're like, well, there's a lot of CNA programs, the colleges do it. Why should we do that? So, it's those kind of discussions we're having to see what really makes sense, but as well as, even if it's something else that's being offered through the college system, where again, we can provide that pathway that will support that community we serve, it makes sense to us. And so again, it's more accelerated, but we'll get them through a program that still gets them out with the certification they need at a lower cost, And then definitely the wraparound service makes us unique, providing that financial empowerment, the job readiness, and then the cultural enrichment pieces. So I think for us, what's really super valuable to us, again, is the community partnerships. That's why definitely appreciate your time, because we, in every, industry and sector, we want to be able to make those connections to see where, we are aligned, with certain organizations or businesses, that it makes sense what we're doing to provide, to the community. And it's really also, to fill, again, those gaps or the voids where someone really cannot go down a 2-year college, path. That's just not for them, whether they can't do it because financially, or it's just, more of a barrier. And I think, again, the population we serve, for us, mostly the people that come through our program, definitely have those economic challenges, the social challenges, things like that. So that's the need we're trying to really support and fill.
Okay, thanks, Kaheal. We have, let's see, Mike with your question, and we'll follow quickly with Nikki's question.
Okay, I had a similar question, Kaya. This is in regards to your Kuhana business program. How is it different between that? How is it different from the US SBA's Small Business Development Center services?
So I think for us, again, the uniqueness is because of who we serve, our population. And then, we bring the cultural element into our curriculum and our programming. That's really a big thing for us as a Native Hawaiian serving organization. But again, not only to Native Hawaiians, right, to all people of Hawaii. And so when we talk like that, it's not saying only Native Hawaiians can benefit from this, but all people who live in Hawaii, who at least we can connect with to share information about culture, and things like that. Putting a culture perspective to the teaching, I think, is what makes us unique. So for Kuhana, it goes through, a standard curriculum, business objectives, cash flow analysis, marketing, research analysis, all those businessy things. But on top of that, we do have consultants who already either run a Native Hawaiian owned business, or, developed it, that come in to also teach with that lens on, so that people walk away, or, entrepreneurs or business can walk away also with that lens. And then how they can use that to really project themselves in their businesses, or do it slightly different as being a business in Hawaii, because the economy here is so unique, right? I don't know if that answered your question. And again, it's low cost, and where we can support people financially, fill that gap for them. That's how we can help.
Okay, Nikki.
Aloha mai kako, everybody. Thank you. I'm sorry. I know how to raise my hand. I don't know how to lower it. You kind of answered my question a little bit. But it was kind of in regards to the trades program again. I work for HPM Building Supply. I'm a home planning consultant, so I help people design, permit, and construct their homes. I'm a Native Hawaiian. I've grown up here my whole life. And so a lot of what you guys do and a lot of what we talked about today and serving these kinds of communities is very, very striking to me, strikes a chord. And I really mahalo you guys for all the work that you do. We have seen a similar need in our specific community. HPM Building Supply has recently just launched our own CDL training program. Right now, because of the costs and everything, we are limited to only offering it to current employees. But I can totally see just beautiful potential, like not just with the serving of communities that we have on Hawaii Island, extending your folks' reach and continuing the good work that you guys do. But because I sit on the chamber of commerce, like sit on a bunch of boards and stuff. The connection with businesses and the partnerships that you're talking about are very interesting to me, because the pipeline that we can use to fill, because CDL drivers are they're not just like growing on trees here, and they provide a huge business, especially for what we do. And in order to achieve our goal, we really need these kinds of critical pieces. It provides a great, job and a higher income for some of our local families. And I really appreciate that it's not part of the traditional, I guess, longstanding options that have been out there for a long time, because those options have always been available. And somehow our Native Hawaiian community has not either taken advantage of it. There's other barriers. So I really appreciate the angle that you guys are coming from, the services that you're providing. But I can see a very, very big partnership in kind of using either longstanding companies or well-established companies here on the island to either facilitate or kind of just grow, not just your programs, but our reach and our availability. Because we're here on the ground, right? We can see the needs that we have in our community. Maybe don't have the tools to, to get to the solution that we're all looking to do. So not only do I really appreciate the focus on Native Hawaiian communities, but the openness to serve all communities and everybody who lives here, because we all go through similar struggles. So anyway, you guys mostly answered my questions. I really am interested in kind of connecting with you folks more, and just being able to provide, better lives for everybody. That's part of our motto for HPM. It's build better, live better. So I really appreciate the time that you guys took and the presentation and the work that you guys do on a day-to-day basis. But you answered my question, so sorry I talked so long.
Thank you, Nicole. Like I mentioned when I was sharing, we are looking at bringing a CDL class to Hawaii Island. We've been in discussion with the Hawaii Community College in Hilo. So that's kind of the area that we're potentially the class will be offered. So yeah, we can talk story more on potential partnership and ways that we can whether it's like you said, doing a program or helping you guys get drivers. We'd love to talk stories. So yeah, we can set something up. I shared my contact info with you, but yeah, we can connect after.
Thank you guys so much. Thank you, Kane.
I just wanted to stress a little bit more on that too, and why, just really the whole partnership and collaboration. So for us being headquartered in Kapolei, right, mainly our trainings are done within Kapolei. But we've been able to branch out to the neighbor islands, but definitely like a program like CDL requires a truck, a trailer, a training site. So those are the biggest factors for us when we want to mobilize onto the neighbor islands, but we definitely want to be on the neighbor islands, as long as you folks, are welcome to have us. The partnerships and collaborations, Nikki, are super important. And we're, again, not just to, like you said, to support us or our programming that way, just for logistics, but then for us to really leverage the resources on those islands and in those communities to bring the economic increase, or to build on the economies there in the communities as well. So it's super important for us in any industry or trade that we're trying to do to really leverage those collaborations. So we definitely want to stay in touch with a lot of you and see where there are synergies to really keep things going. And like Kane said, the Hawaii CDL was just about to launch in September. And unfortunately, Maui, disaster happened. So we did have to postpone it. But one of the challenges there really was, to get up and running. I think we're fortunate to work with Hawaii Advance to get it up, is just finding trucks actually, and trailers. So, we actually have been fortunate. We just bought our first 2 CDL trucks. So there's the option to really put it on a ship and ship it over to Hawaii Island. We can definitely do that. But again, going back to if there's services already on island that we can utilize and work with, that helps us, both sides, I think we're definitely open to that.
Thanks, Kaheo. We are running a bit over time. Looks like Alan has one quick question to ask.
Yeah, real quick, question for Visa. it was interesting to hear someone talk about an umbrella 501c3 organization. Whose responsibility is it for vetting the organization that uses your umbrella 501c3 in relationship to the funder, the people that give you the money?
So first and foremost, using us as a fiscal umbrella is a member benefit. So the first start is becoming a member, and then there's an application. The application is reviewed by me, and then it goes through several layers of review. We give it over to our general counsel, and then it also has executive approval requirement as well. That's on our side.
So you have to ensure that the organization that wants to be like a 501c3 but doesn't have 501c3 behave like a 501c3 for the funder, the people that provide the money to you, right?
Correct, yes.
Okay, so it falls on your organization. Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay, everyone. We do promise to get you all a copy of the slide deck. We will get you the contact information for all of today's presenters. And Wendy, you and I will work together on that and make sure our members get the information. Want to thank Kahea and her team. This has been enlightening. And we look forward to being your connection with Hawaii Island. Wendy?
Yeah, mahalo for being here, everybody. Thank you.
Yep. So, yeah, everyone, let's keep in touch. We'll get you the information, and let's see. There are some questions that popped up in the chat. So, Kahea, if your team can take a look at that. But again, we'll continue on. So thank you everyone for being here. Have a good rest of your week. Aloha.
Thanks, Miles. Thanks,
Mahalo
Kahea.
to everybody.
Thanks, Wendy.
Hello,
Thank
everyone.
you.
Hello,
Aloha.
everyone.
Mahalo.
Hello.
Bye, Keola.